This conference will now be recorded.
No, not required. Not required.
Okay, fine. Continue, please.
Yeah. Okay. So yesterday we discussed that thing, right? It's a cross account access. Yesterday we discussed this thing. So another AWS account access or cross account access and all. So, so today we will see this thing, web identity and so other things. Just let me open documentation. If you go through this documentation, IAM rules here, same thing. Whatever yesterday we discussed, okay, all these things, no? Same thing. Just later, just go through this documentation. And here also STS policy. Yesterday we attached STS policy to our rule, right? Same thing. Okay. So whatever we discussed yesterday, okay. So identity federation, temporary access, SAML, cross account access, roles for Amazon Institute, same thing. Just later, just go through the documentation. Okay. Today we'll see web identity. Means, yeah, as I said yesterday. So for temporary purpose, we can use the web identity role. Joining. I think Sunil is joining. For temporary purpose, okay. Who is joining? Who is joining? Hari. Hi Hari. Hari, are you able to hear me?
Yaram. I just wanted
Okay, fine.
to have a small look at only for today. Okay, please don't
No,
mind.
no, no issues, no issues. Okay, right. So right, so for temporary access on them, so we can use the web identity role to provide temporary access. So here, right, we don't want to create IAM user here. So without IAM user, so they can log into AWS using temporary access. Okay, so for this we will use the web identity role. From for dashboard, if you see here, for this thing, right, for this thing web identity, okay, so in free tier account, so we can't create the full-fledged access, full-fledged role on them. For our practice purpose, so here you can see the playground, web identity federation playground. For demo purpose, for practice purpose, so we can use the web identity federation playground. So for the full-fledged in and out, that okay. So web identity access we can't create in free tier account. So for practice purpose, we can use this playground. You can see it in right side. So web identity federation playground. Just click this thing. You can see. So Amazon, Google, Facebook. Okay. So without creating IAM user, here we can use that user, the end user, Amazon user ID or Google ID or a Facebook ID. Just these are the default one. If you want, we can add some other accounts also. For example, here Flipkart, some Yahoo. We can add. I will show you later how. So where to add, how to add it. For example, here I'm taking Google. So I will try to log in. I will use my Google ID, my Gmail ID. Just okay, just go to web interpretation playground. Click this thing. Just allow. You can see here. So here we will get some token ID here. Some token ID. This token ID. So okay, will be live until this many seconds. After this many seconds, it will expire. It will expire. This one, okay, this token for my Gmail ID. My Gmail ID is token for my Gmail ID to provide the access to my Gmail ID. Proceed. Next step. You can see here, call assume role web identity. Click this thing, web identity role. Proceed. Okay. If you proceed next step, right, it will generate the secret access key and secret key ID and secret access key ID. The secret key ID will expire. So this many seconds. Okay. After this many seconds, that our same thing we discussed earlier, right? The secret access key and secret key. It will, if I click now here, next step, it will generate the secret access key ID and access key. So after this many seconds, by automatically it will expire. You can see here, access key ID, secret access key ID. So now we can give this will okay work as a username. This thing will work as a password through command line. Already we saw that we downloaded command line. We configured command line last classes. So using this thing, this case, now I can log into my command line. My command line. In freighted, right, so they will give access only for the S3 bucket, not for all. Here we are using a freighted account. In freighted account, they will provide access for only for S3, that to list bucket and get object. List means list. We can see that is kind of read-only access. Okay. So what we will do? We will provide these keys to user. This keys to user. You can access the AWS command line with the help of these keys. These keys automatically it will expire automatically this many seconds. This is only playground for our practice purpose. So in pre-trade we can't create that end-to-end all keys and all that we can't. So create here the web identity role. Only for just they provide the playground just for practice purpose. Okay, Narendra, Sandeep. Any questions here? Sandeep, Narendra?
No.
No.
Okay. So already we know then from here how to log into AWS command line. So already last class we log in using secret access key and access key ID. So we can log into the AWS command line. In freighted, just they given access only for the S3. Okay, S3 only list bucket and get object. That's it. So that's it. In freighted, okay. So if you take like right, so that license is better one. Then we can create the end-to-end web identity role. In freighted, just they're giving the only playground to practice purpose, to understand purpose. Right. If you observe here that I didn't create any IAM user. Here I didn't create any IAM user. Here I created keys for my Gmail ID. Here right, this keys for I create this keys for my Gmail ID. I didn't create any IAM user. In last class, in last classes and all, we created these keys for one user, one IAM user. Here I created these keys for my Gmail ID. My Gmail ID. Okay, so any questions, Sandeep, Narendra?
No, Ram. No.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So okay, so now we know these two things, right? These two things. This thing, right? So when we're discussing about VPC, CloudWatch, or S3 and all, so okay, there we, we will see this thing. If I see that practice, right, that lab and all, you can't understand anything. Why? Because now we don't know what is the CloudWatch, what is the VPC. So okay, so that's why. So you will get confused. Whenever we're discussing CloudWatch, VPC, EC2, S3, all those things, no? So then I will show you the lab for this thing. This thing, right? So here we need one AD server. So here, right, it will take at least 1 hour, not 1 hour. It will take 1 hour, like 1.5 hour. It will take to practice this thing. To practice this thing, it will take 1.5 hour. Here, first we need to create AD server. We need to install the AD services, all those things. So later, in some day, okay. So in some other day, so okay, we'll practice this thing. We need to practice this thing. In interview, they won't ask this thing. In interview and all, they will ask theory. What is how to just what is the sorry, what is sample? Can we integrate EAD with EAD? Just they will ask theory. And all. They won't ask practicals and all for this sample federation. Anyway, in some other day, so we will practice this thing. Why? Because it will take some more time. At least we need 1.5 hour. Okay, Narendra, Sandeep.
Okay, Ram.
Okay.
So this thing we will get so many times. So in CloudWatch, EC2, VPC, all those things, you know, so we will get these things. So these things some other day, one dedicated class, so we can practice this thing, sample generation. Okay, right. If you see here, policy simulator, you can see it in right hand here. Policy simulator. This is simulator. Okay. We click this thing. Using this policy simulator, we can check whether particular user or particular permissions that rules, the permissions, policies, all those things. This is like simulator for testing purpose to check our users, our access, our permissions, our policies, all those things. For example, I have a RAM user. Okay. So for RAM user, will do right. So I will take some other thing. I'll take Sunil. Okay. Today Sunil don't have it. Okay. Anyway, no problem. Okay. For Sunil, okay. So Sunil has admin access, admin okay, policy something, policy December something. Now I can check for Sunil. Okay. So he has some admin access. For admin access, whether he has particular service, take any one service, okay, take any one service, something billing. Actions means the sub actions, select or so run simulation. Means this means so for Sunil, using this policy, he can access the AWS billing. AWS billing. For example, so I will select this thing. Policies December. Otherwise, I'll select okay, policy something policy storage right. What it is policy when we created this thing. Okay, take this thing policy generator. Now I'm checking for Sunil. Take same thing run simulation. You can see here this means for Sunil using this policy he can't access these things. Means you can see here denied. Means we can check whether a particular user so he can access any service. He has service. He has permissions or not for particular policy. Here, okay. So this select this thing. Go back. Sandeep. You can see Sandeep, okay, he has database admin, right? So using database admin, we click this thing. If you want, you can click anything, okay, not only building and done. So this is just clear. Here I will select any one service, Glacier. Glacier is some archival purpose. It's kind of backup archival. Run. You can see here. This means so for Sandeep using database this policy, you can't access this service. You can see here, access denied means you don't have access for this policy. Just we can cross check whether users or admins or not. Just we can cross check. Okay, Sandeep. Narendra.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Ram. Got it.
In interveners, they won't ask this thing. So in production, right? In production, just we can cross check before handovering our username, that user password to user something. We can cross check whether what that is correct or what we did is correct or not. Just we can cross check, that's it. So nothing else. Okay, this is just similar to, okay, this is similar to. Okay, so next, go user. Take any one username. Take Sunil. Today Sunil don't, so he didn't attend the class. Anyway, we'll see. Take Sunil. Go here. Access advisor. You can see here. So service name, policy, that policy, the permission name, last access web. Means here we can check. So this guy Sunil, when did he access with this service using which policy? Means today Sunil accessed. So today Sunil access this service, these two services use this policy. So remaining username he didn't access. This we can audit whether the particular user is okay, that user I use as a client, someone whether he is using his username or that is IAM user, whether really he is working on AWS or not. Just simply he got access, so we can audit. For example, here, permit is showing 6 months. 6 months. 6 months. What I will do? I will contact with Sunil. Sunil, hey boss, you are not using so your IAM user to access to AWS. So it is showing 6 months. Means your last access time is 6 months. Whether really you need access for AWS or not, so we can cross check with that user. If you don't require, then we can delete this IAM user from AWS. Like auditing purpose. For example, just assume that I am manager. Just for example, I'm TL or manager. So I can cross check my team members. So really they're working on that. Okay, so really this guy is working on that. So when did he access last access render? Okay, today. Okay, today. So he accessed these two things using this policy. The remaining things are not, so you didn't access them. So like that, I can audit my team members. So someone can audit, our client also can audit. So whether who are you like accessing AWS, who are not accessing AWS, really they need access or not, or we can remove their access or not. So like this, we can audit our IAM users, policies, all those things. Same thing if you see RAM access advisor. So, same thing. Okay, so RAM access these two services using this policy. So 4 days ago, 4 days ago, and 6 days ago. For example, here it's showing for me 3 months. 3 months, for example. Then I will contact with this guy. I will contact with RAM. I will ask him, boss, whether really you need access for AWS or not. If you don't require, then we will delete him. We will delete his user ID. For example, I am a team leader. I'm team lead or I am a manager, I can audit my team members whether they're logging into AWS on a daily basis, or at least once in a week. So really they're working on it. I can audit all these things. Okay, Narendra, Sandeep.
Yeah.
Then okay, any other thing? Okay, identity providers. You can see here the web identity. Here I can see only Amazon, Google, Playbook. If I want to add other provider, for example, I want to add Yahoo here, Yahoo. Then go here, identity providers. Here, the role, web identity role. Here I can see Amazon, Google, Facebook. So I want to use Yahoo. For example, some user has Yahoo ID. So then we can add here Yahoo also. Go here, identity federation, identity provider, create provider, choose type SAML or Open Direct SAML. For example, Yahoo. Okay. Here we need to provide that Yahoo license, the license documentation. In production, like we will get the license documentation. Yeah. We need to choose. We need to provide that license documentation for Yahoo under. Okay. In free terminal, we don't have any license under. If you have license, for example, I have a license for Yahoo, then I can upload the metadata for that license documentation to here. Then here I can see the Yahoo also. Same thing. So if I want to add something, for example, TCS.com, TCS, same thing. Here I will get I need to upload TCS related the license under, the license keys, license files under. Then here I can see the TCS. Okay, Narendra, Sandeep.
Okay, Ram. Okay.
Narendra, any questions, Narendra?
No. Going
Ram,
on.
hi Ram, hi
Any?
all. Sorry to interrupt. So it's just for login purpose only, or shall we log in into our own? Like suppose we are working on some organization UI. So can we take that
Okay.
one also? Suppose let us
Organization
take
means
an example. Suppose let us take one Tech Mahindra. So inside that we are accessing one application. Okay, example. So can we use that also?
no, this is not for like accessing applications. This is accessing
Oh,
AWS account only, not
only
servers,
account.
not
Okay,
applications.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Only
okay.
account, only AWS account, not applications, not servers, Windows servers, Linux servers, not applications. Only to access AWS.
AWS. Okay, okay. Thanks,
Yes.
thanks, thanks.
Yes. Okay. Right. So it's all account settings, like how many the password, how many length, password, upper letters, lower letters, number, these things. This is credentials report. So you can download our credentials, the report, the user name. So when did he access the last day? All these things we can download. Okay. So I can download. For example, Bob. So user patient date, password enable, last password last used, last change, next rotation. Okay. Just report that login report. So just we can. This is encryption keys. So this thing we will discuss in the EBS or S3. Here, right, for example, in AWS, we have one concept, EBS concept. EBS is kind of storage, not RBS, EBS is kind of storage, okay, storage. And we have one more concept, S3 is also storage. Means here, right, we can upload our data. Means we can save our data into EBS. This is the volumes, okay, this is the volumes, storage volumes. This is internet. This is internet. So here in some storage values we can upload our data, as well as in internet also we can upload our data. Before uploading data, we can encrypt our data. For security purpose, we can encrypt our data or encrypt our data using some encryption keys under. These keys we will discuss. So EBS and S3. Okay. So whenever we're discussing about EBS and S3, okay, a glass area, so we will discuss the encryption keys. Then only you will understand. Okay. Okay, right. So any questions, Sandeep, Narendra? Hari, any questions, Hari? I think you know, right? So I think. Okay, fine.
No, like actually, I'm trying to get my memory back on this storage thing.
Okay. Okay, fine.
So EBS means elastic block size,
Yeah,
where we store it. Elastic
block.
block storage.
Storage. So
Yeah.
it means
Simple storage service. Maybe it's like learning for me again. So we will see most probably. Okay. Thanks, Ram. Thanks for letting me in.
Okay, any questions, Narendra, Sandeep, as of now in IAM?
No, Ram.
In IAM, right? So we have two things pending. One is SAML Federation. So this thing we'll discuss later. And second one is that one. Okay, that the first rule that we will discuss. Okay, so we will get S3, VEBS, VPC, cloud, all those things. Second is encryption. Encryption keys. Okay. This encryption keys we will discuss when we are discussing about the S3 or EBS. So here we can encrypt our data for security purpose. Before uploading our data into internet or storage values, we can encrypt using encryption keys. Okay, so okay, so we are discussing this thing. So here, okay, right. If you don't have any questions, then we will see architecture. IAM architecture. Okay, let's leave it. Right. So, okay. So now we'll see the IAM architecture, how it will work, all those things under. Here, so the users, customers. Okay, so customers, the users under. Here, IAM AWS user, not AWS, IAM, maybe IAM user or root user. Both customers, IAM users can access AWS account through web or command line. Using root account, the AWS users or customers both can access the AWS account. So through console means web browser, through browser like this. Okay. Through browser or command line. So last time we started the command line. We download, we install command line, we configure the command line, we created the IAM user also. So using browser or command line, so AWS users or customers can log into can access AWS using open internet. Okay. So using AWS console or command line. So okay, through open internet, so they can access the AWS account. AWS account. Here, this guy is root account. Root account. You can see here root account. Okay? Root account. Now we know what is the root account. Root account means your email ID, your Gmail ID, or email ID, or your password. That it will act as a root account. Using root account, we can access AWS console through AWS through console or command line through open internet. Okay. So root account users have unlimited access to all AWS resources by default. Means root account users can access anything. He can do anything. So he has the unlimited access. Okay. You can see this line. Root account. Okay. So root account users. So they can log into AWS console and they can do whatever they want. They will have the full access, full permissions. Same thing if you take AWS IAM users, they can also log in into AWS through open internet using console or command line. For example, here, okay, here I have some IAM user. If IAM user want to access AWS service, some AWS service, okay, then he needs some policy. We need to create one policy and we need to attach some policy to AWS user. So based upon this AWS policy, based upon his access permissions, he can access the AWS services. But root account not like that. So he can access anything, whatever you want. He can do. He can create. He can do. He will have the unlimited access. Root account user. But IAM user, for IAM users, so we will create one policy, one permissions, one rules, and we will attach this policy to this user. Based upon this policy, he can access the AWS, the services, EC2, S3, VPC, all those things. Means based upon this policy documentation, he can access these things. But root account user, so nothing. He can have the unlimited access. Any questions? Any confusion till now? Narendra, Sandeep?
No.
Okay. So same user or group, the group also. The group now we know what is the group. Okay. So the user, IAM user group want to access AWS console based upon this policy, so they can access the AWS services. Okay. These guys can access these services using console or command line. Through console, here we will provide the username and password. If they want to log in through console, we will provide the one username and password. Same thing, if they want to access AWS through command line, we will provide the IAM API keys, the secret access key and the secret ID and the secret access key. If they want to access through command line, then they need to use the keys, access key ID. If they want to access through console, then we will provide the IAM user and one password. Same here also. If they want to access command line, so using API keys, they can access the AWS services based upon this policy also. Here also, we will attach one policy, whether they need, if they want to log in command line or console, anything, we will provide one policy. Based upon the policy only, they can access the AWS. But root account, the root user, you can access them directly without anything, any permissions. You will have the unlimited access. Okay, Sandeep, Narendra, any confusion, any questions here?
No.
Okay, No.
Okay, so that's it. See here. Here I have one service, one AWS service. One in okay. If I want, if this service, if one service in AWS in one service needs to access with other service, in between we have to create the one role. For example, take EC2. I want to store my EC2 data in S3. S3 is the storage. EC2 is virtual server means I want the data which is in EC2. I want to store this data in S3. If I want to access, if EC2 I want to access means in AWS one service. If one service needs to access with other service, then we should create the IAM role. Then only they can communicate each other. Otherwise, they can't communicate each other. Without role, they can't communicate. Okay. Any service, not only EC2, S3, any service, they need to, if they want to communicate each other, so we should create the role and we should attach the role. Okay, Sandeep, Narendra.
Okay,
Yeah.
Ram.
Same thing. See here. This is like a normal data center, like physical data center, on-premise data center. You have some guys who don't have AWS account. These guys don't have the AWS account, but they need access, temporary access or permanent access, whatever it may be. They need AWS account. The guys who are in the on-premise data center, the physical data center. This is my physical data center, means the on-premise data center. This is my cloud data center, AWS data center, AWS environment. This is my physical environment. These guys need access to AWS. We can provide using SAML or AD. SAML is with the SAML provider activated for temporary and single sign-on access. Using means here I have AD Active Directory. I will integrate my AD with AWS account. The users who are in this AD, they can access the AWS account. Here, for them, I will provide the STS policy. Same thing, that web ID also. You have one guy is this, for example, Sandeep. In on-premise data center, you want temporary access, then I can use the web identity. I can provide temporary access for his Gmail ID, Amazon ID, and Facebook ID for temporary purpose. So okay. This thing we will call the hybrid environment. Okay, right. Any questions?
We created temporary ID, no? In the temporary ID, we didn't create STS, no?
Temporary AD.
Temporary ID. We created.
No, we didn't create temporary anything. So we have to create later. We will create that one.
Okay.
That AD, right? So as of now, we didn't create any temporary AD, that AD and all. So okay. So in one day, in some other day, we will create the Windows and the AD. We will integrate.
Okay.
Okay. So
With
like
web
this,
identity, with
yeah.
web identity, we can access our data center on-premise
Yeah,
to
we can.
ECS. Yeah.
Yeah, we
That
can.
key,
Yes,
the domain key, we can use the domain key, we can access, no?
yes, we can. Okay. So like this, IAM will work. Okay, right. So that's it, IAM. So next time we will start VPC. So before starting VPC, just learn something networking terminology. What is IP? What is subnet? Or some networking terminology. Okay, very basic networking terminology. Okay, right.
Okay.
Any questions?
Okay.
Then. Okay, right. So
Yeah.
next we'll see. Okay, so VPC is full of networking. Okay, full of networking. So just go to some Google. Okay, very basic networking. For example, networking technologies. Just go to one. Just what is IP? What is TCP? Okay, so just go to any one link and spend 10 minutes or half an hour. Okay, Sandeep.
Yeah. Good.
I think Narendra already knows that. Okay, so
Yeah.
that concepts and all. Sandeep, in your case, you are new right for this IT and all. What you will do? Just go through any one link. Type networking terminologies. Type take any one link and go through just 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. What is the protocol? What is internet? What is switches? What is routers? Okay. So okay. So all those things. What is NFS? What is the NIC card? These things. Okay, right. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thanks. So VPC very important. Okay, very important VPC. So at least spend 10 minutes to know basics. Thanks. See you tomorrow.